Good morning, guys. How's everybody doing today? Good afternoon, maybe good evening, depending on where you're at on our friendly little planet. There we go, the awakened. What's up, guys? Agent Fletcher, welcome back. I'm free. Good morning. Yes, it's morning in America, afternoon in the United Kingdom. What do we got going on over here? Just thinking out loud, guys. Hiya. What's up, guys? This is just a casual live stream here. Cheers. Here's a virtual coffee. I've already had my coffee for the day, but here, have a drink on me. There you go. Good morning, Justin from Ohio. Captain Slack from Phoenix. You're out here with me. We're in the same time zone. Good morning, we the people. Hey, Mr. Mason, Jet the Powers. Hello from Alabama. No, I'm not a Mason, buddy. Chino Valley. What's up, Kim? Southern California, Sue. Gabriel from Sweden. This morning live stream, I use it to interact in the chat because the afternoon live stream, I'm all business. And if you could see my monitor, my screen of my laptop here, it's not uncommon. In fact, it's common to have 14, 15, maybe 20 windows open at the same time. So I'm trying to use these in order, and I have them in a specific order. Have a note card that I'm going by is down here. And then down here, I'll have sometimes 10 different videos and maybe a collection of photos to share with you guys. So it's a balancing act. It is multitasking at its peak, so I don't get a lot of chance to interact in the live stream. So we do now. Yeah. Good morning from Ohio, Bobby. Moo from Wisconsin. Hi, Shelley from Illinois. Spent a lot of time in Illinois. Jeff from Michigan. Sorry if I missed some of you guys. Hi from South Africa. Arkansas, Michael. Bobby, Ohio. East Texas. Bob live in Cape Canaveral, Florida. Al, I've been there. Those clouds look like alien motherships. I know, right? Some of that stuff's pretty wild. There's some stuff that's, sorry if you can't see it. Let me try to adjust it a little bit. I get out of the way here. There you go. These are pictures that have been sent in over the years. I just made a collage and let her rip. Mexico, Canada, Winnipeg, Darth, Bethany, a true witness. Merritt Island, Florida. Lucky. Merritt Island, I believe it was Merritt Island. Did that take the impact from Hurricane, which one was it? Ida, I think. Merritt Island, Lucky. Are things getting back to normal? Hi, Janelle from North Carolina. Stephen, I get a lot of videos from North Carolina, by the way. You guys are wide awake out there. Stephen from Wyoming. Al from Zimbabwe. What's up, Zimbabwe? You got Toronto in the house. Starseed. We are Starseeds, literally. I just never talk about it, but we are. Absolutely. You'll always be a Starseed. Inset Gaming from Indy, Birmingham, England. Good morning, Jam. Grand Rise. Della Bird. Hey, Mesa. What's up, neighbor? Kadir. Afternoon from Scotland. What's been going on over there in Scotland? Vicky, I've been seeing some videos out of Scotland that I don't normally see. Jeff from the Great Lakes. Did you guys get some storms up in the Great Lakes yesterday? Send it on in, Richard. Send it on into the Dropbox, buddy. I may have already got it. I've been through the Dropbox this morning. Sometimes we'll go through the Dropbox early in the morning, and I'll share with you guys. You guys see it raw, unfiltered with me. The email, I've kind of started going through the email this morning. But yeah, that's the things that I do first thing in the morning. I see what you guys have seen in the last 12, 24 hours. Brian from British Columbia, Rochester, England. Hello, Robert. Yaz the Warrior. That's Tiff from Oklahoma. Oklahoma's no stranger to storms. No storms. Okay, thank you, Christine. Good afternoon, Frank, from the great state of Michigan. 333 is simply the Trinity, and time space I used to length, width, height. I'm tired. It's still early in the morning, but it's the Trinity. It's not what you might think. And it has significance. After my mother passed away, for some reason, that number 333 started very quickly showing up in my life all the time, way more than a coincidence. And that's one thing that we still do to this day is we try to connect dots. And I don't believe in coincidences anyway. But yeah, and it's still to this day that number is just it is a part of my life, and it just shows up randomly, like the lights, rogue and random. And that's something that's in the title of this video, getting close to solving the mystery. You know, sometimes things like the flashing lights, I feel deep in my core that there's more to these flashing lights than we know. But I'm starting to understand, with the help from a gentleman out of Australia, and he may be in this live stream here, Jack 333 Earth Angel. You know, I started seeing that number a lot. I'd go to the store and make a purchase, and my change would be $3.33. You know, just a random purchase. I'd maybe go to a restaurant and get a item to go or whatever, and get my receipt and look at my receipt, just casually look at it as I'm walking out the door, whatever. And I'd be the 333rd customer for the day, and then hop in my car, turn it on. My odometer would say XXX 333 miles on the odometer. Then it might say 333 miles to E. I mean, it's just unbelievable. It's just everywhere. I'm like, what is up with these? It took me a while to understand what was going on, but 369, those are good numbers. Yes, sir. But anyway, back to the flashing lights. Getting closer. I think we've found a significant puzzle piece, because this is a puzzle, and it's got some difficult pieces that we're trying to put together. And it's going to take more than just me and my mind to figure this out. It's going to take a collection of minds, and I do have a team of people that, you know, mentors. I've had some really good mentors over the years. Some of them aren't with us anymore. Some of them are. But I've learned a lot over the years, and I learned a lot from these people. So it's a collective effort. But we're getting close, man. Yeah. Just wish I had certain instruments to. Oh, there's the crown flash. I put that in there too. There's the Tonga undersea eruption. Boy, that was a doozy, right? January 15th, 2022. And on that same day, there was a dual eruption off the sun. 2 sun spheres jumped off the sun. You heard numerology, huh? Well, yeah, Tesla and the 369. Tesla was a big fan of the number 3. All I know is I was grieving the loss of my mother and just kind of staggering through life, you know. Obviously, I wasn't in a good mood, but I couldn't help but notice the appearance of 3s everywhere around me. I'm like, what is going on with these 3s? So yeah. Oh yeah, this is an aurora, a storm, geomagnetic storm we had. I believe this was May of 2024. Pushed auroras way down into the southern latitudes, down into Florida. We'll see more of those. Yeah, we'll see more of those. And the flashing lights, um, we're leaning towards the sun, something to do with the sun. Yeah, it's a little more complex than that, but um, it's a real thing, guys. It's a real thing. In fact, in this afternoon's video, I've got a flash update with some new, and they're all new material, well, over 1,900 now globally, and that have just been sent in to me. I've got a folder over here of over 900 videos that I've saved. I saved every one. I've shared as many as I can up to this point. I could have shared a lot more, but um, I get it. We don't want to sit around and look at flashing lights in every video. So I've kind of toned it down to every third video or something like that. I will do a flash update because I feel it's important. I feel it's part of a bigger story. Everything's telling a story, just like the super volcano seismographs, the earthquake swarms that are occurring right now, the volcanic eruptions that are occurring around the world. That's all part of a bigger picture, a story that the Earth is trying to tell us. So we got to pay attention. We got to try to figure it out. So we can't just dismiss these flashing lights as it's just a random bolt. No, it's more than that. These flashing lights are telling us a story. Because I'm in a unique position here. I get emails from people every day and things in the Dropbox. So I see patterns and I'm able to connect dots from being able to view the world every day from right here through real people, that are seeing things and sharing things with me. And these people in most cases don't know each other. And they may share the same thing from a different part of the world and don't know it. Somebody in Alabama, in fact, I've had that happen. I had somebody in Alabama witness what looked like the same thing that somebody had seen a few hours earlier in the United Kingdom. So I was able to connect that dot that, hey, whatever this was in the sky, traveled from the United Kingdom south and west and was spotted by another alert individual in Alabama and recorded the same thing. And speaking of the UK, look at that right behind me. Aren't those beautiful skies? So cool. North Alberta, Mike Robinson. It's just a casual live stream, guys. We're not hammering it hard this morning. Afternoon, I'm all business. In the morning, as you can tell, I'm still trying to wake up. I'm awake. I've been up early. I'm an early riser. But afternoon videos all been. So I don't have a chance to spend a whole lot of time in the chat. Let's see. Sella, Alice in Wonderland 369, Open Stargate 2019. The sun is white now. Remember when it was yellow? 420 all day? I do. Yeah, certainly. I remember as a kid playing outside like most of you guys in the chat. We were all kids at one time. And back when I was a kid, we weren't sitting around playing video games or glued to a device. Our entertainment was outside in nature. We played ball, climbed trees, rode our bikes. I bet you in the small town I grew up in, because you could safely ride your bike around town and your parents didn't have to worry about you, getting in any danger. It was a safe community. It was actually a great place to raise kids, looking back now as an adult. But yeah, we could ride our bikes around and just be cautious of traffic. But I probably put 10,000 miles on my bike driving around town. That's just what we did, and we were, especially in the summertime when school was out, playing out in the sun. The sun wasn't white. So something's changed. Either our perception of the sun has changed because of the atmosphere, maybe accumulating extra components from CMEs, maybe extra components, molecules from CO2, greenhouse gases. And I'm not saying that that's necessarily your fault or my fault. It's just a cycle that the earth goes through. I've got charts that were just sent in that I'm going to be sharing with you guys, showing the fluctuations. They call them hockey sticks on graphs, where there's a valley and then a spike. That's called a hockey stick. And you can see them. Anybody could read the graph. You don't have to be a scientist to understand that there's fluctuations in the CO2 levels of the earth throughout recorded history. Actually, not recorded history, in the ice cores. That's where they've understood this. Good morning, RB. Hey, Steve, you still ride bike? I have a bike. My wife and I do. We need to ride ours more often. Note the sun is yellow here. So you have a yellow sun, CN? That's cool. Michael, I remember the sun melting one spot on your bike helmet a few years. You know what? It did. Oh my God, you're right. You guys have such a great memory. Wow. 420 all day. Everything is in cycles. Couldn't agree more. I've studied so much over the years that I have found that there are patterns to things, especially in nature and the earth and the solar system. You know, it's a constant cycle. So yeah, that's cool, Larry. Yeah, the sun, yeah, did burn that helmet. You are exactly right. I was shocked. Good morning, Karen. Trying to spend a little more time in the chat this morning. In fact, that's what this video is all about. Hanging out with you guys. Because I know you're in the afternoon videos, and I don't get a chance to spend a lot of time because I get sidetracked. If I'm talking about a topic, may be important, If I dive off into the chat, then I'll lose my train of thought. So I'm keeping that train of information flowing, and because I want you guys to get something out of the live stream, So it's all good. 333 underscores that faith involves eyes of both the body and mind. Strong coordinates. Well, I can tell you that 333 has been surrounding me for 27 years. See it all the time. Still do to this day. Mm-hmm. Yep. A lot of people think it's got something to do with masonry. That's not true. I don't have time for that. You guys know what I do. I'm studying the earth. I'm studying the skies. I'm analyzing videos. Good morning. I am Hector DC. Good morning, Hector. What's 111 mean? 420 all day? You see that constantly? I've heard that has angelic significance, the 1111. Yeah. I think CN48 has confirmed it. Yeah. Hello, Ellen from Massachusetts, up in New England. Your dad was a Mason, Steve. Yeah, one has angelic. 333 is most common number, Brian. Yeah, me too. Wanting aliens to rescue you, Michael. Selah. Cloudy here in Missouri. Thank you, Kathy. The black area indicates quiet. Good morning from Bakersfield. Larry over in California. Hello, I love your shows. Thank you, May Edwards. Love having you here. What mysteries am I solving? The flashing lights. It's not just bulbs. It's not just bulbs. Yeah, 111 could be a version of the Trinity. Let's see, time, space, and matter, length, width, and height, and solid, liquid, and gas all combined create everything. That's how the creator blended everything. Everything is blended, and it's a collection of 3, 3, and 3 makes everything. been having weird skies here in Wisconsin. Boy, you have. In fact, somebody sent me photos this morning. Unfortunately, they're on this computer here. I'll share them with you later, though, of the storm system we saw moving through northwestern Illinois, eastern Iowa, southern Wisconsin. Wow, looked totally ominous on radar. And the photos that I received this morning, they were equally as ominous looking. My goodness. 35 Celsius here in the UK, and the sun is burning. That's hot. That is hot for the UK. 888, I don't know. The 888. I'm not a numerology expert, so to speak. I've looked into it. Sure. Yeah, I've read about it. RB, you are so cute, Mr. Baby. Thank you. The Father, the Son, and the Holy Ghost. Selah, you're right. The Trinity. Father, the Son, the Holy Ghost. Yes. Trinity. So, yeah, don't ever think it's anything nefarious. In fact, my wife knows the significance of that number to me. And that's why you see that up there. They got me that for this banner up here. They got me that for a Father's Day gift a few years back. My wife did that, Heather, politically incorrect. My wife did that. Yeah. She's the one that made up it's just my initials. That's all it is. And then the 333 right there. And you guys know the story for the behind the 333. Totally true. And we talked yesterday, when you tell the truth, the story never changes. That's the truth. That's the story that I've told for years, because I've had people ask, and that story will never change because it is the truth. So, yeah. Yeah. Hello, Land Shark from Alabama. So what I'm doing, guys, working on the flashing light situation, and I'm still on that. I'm still receiving videos on that every day. Got videos today, just 2, but I haven't been featuring the flashing lights in the videos as much. I know it's still going on. I mean, it's no telling how much this is going on around the world. And keep in mind, I'm just one guy, and I've gotten over 1,900 now examples. 700 that I've shared with you guys. 700 and I forgot, 745. Got a video here. Let me see what it says. I just updated it yesterday. Yeah, 745 that are on the map here in the United States. But there's way more than that. Yeah, and I'm just one guy. Getting close to, not yet, but we'll reach 2,000, I'm sure, by the end of the month. Yeah, pretty wild. But learned something new this morning. Been doing some research this morning, and learned something new this morning about the components of these lights, and how they react to certain aspects of our environment and what's going on in our environment, especially right now. I'll share that with you guys in maybe not the next live stream, because I got to dive a little deeper, acquire a little bit more knowledge, and I want to pass it on to you to make it really good. I know some people are saying that the lights are, and they do. I agree, they do. They look like a version of Morse code. Some of them do. They're blinking in sync, and they're like maybe changing. We've seen it in cars, taillights of cars, headlights of cars, solar lights. I saw our solar light one morning, very, very briefly. So it doesn't count because I didn't get it on video. We too have solar lights around the sidewalk. Where are we at here? Right out here. Around the sidewalk on the front of the house. And they charge during the day, like right now, and then they turn on at night when it's dark, and they stay on all night. Well, early one morning, I was setting the trash out for trash pickup, and it was still dark when I was outside setting the trash can out, because I do get up very early. And I glanced over looking towards the house, and I saw one of those solar lights flash. It only flashed once, but I'd never seen it do that. And I was like, I'll be darned, there's one of our solar lights flashing. But I didn't get it on video, so it doesn't count. But I did see it, and it only happened once. So we're going to talk about a theory, and it's a solid theory, very solid theory of what could be going on and causing these flashing lights, because they are telling us a story. Absolutely. Everything tells a story, guys. We just have to learn how to interpret that story. That's all. Yeah. Earthquake swarms are up. In fact, I haven't checked yet this morning. I don't want to check right now. I suppose I could check. No, I can't on that one. That one's the earthquake swarms. There's a swarm right now on the southwestern end of the Salton Sea in Southern California. There's an increase in swarm activity. Earthquake activity in Southern California is common. That happens all the time. But the swarm just started less than 48 hours ago. There were 73 yesterday, south of the Salton Sea. So we're keeping an eye on that, keeping an eye on the supervolcano caldera, looking for signs, looking for those seismographs to tell us a story. That's why we go there. We look for the story they're telling today, because today's story will be different than yesterday's story. And we interpret the story as, hey man, this thing is starting to show signs of activity, or it's showing, a nice, quiet, calm day. So that's why we go there. That's why we do that. That's why we look at the sun every day. We look at the earth-facing side of the sun, because it's telling the story. It's going to tell us about what's possibly coming in the future. We're going to see solar flares. We're going to see X flares. We're going to see CMEs, Earth-directed CMEs. It's telling the story. So the lights are the same way. And I know some people are sensitive to the flashing lights. I get that, and I apologize for I try to tone them down, sometimes, because they are very bright. And sometimes I don't even show the brightest ones, trying to be considerate of those that are sensitive to the flashing light. But it's a real thing, guys. It's happening, and we're going to solve it. We're going to solve it, and you're going to be part of it. We're going to solve it. We're going to figure it out. Absolutely. Some of the chats here. Thank you, ARA. Glad to see you here. Synchronicities. ARA, been watching from Texas. All right, the great state of Texas. Have some friends in Texas. Have a friend in Dallas, the Dallas area, and a couple friends down in the Houston area, just north of Houston. And have a friend in Sugar. Let me get that right. Sugarland, Texas. Yeah. In fact, I think his name is Mark from Sugarland, Texas. He used to send me UV readings from Sugarland. Yeah. In fact, I need to reach out to him. I'd like to get readings again. We only take readings during the summer here in the Northern Hemisphere. That's when we have peak UV in the Northern Hemisphere. Peak UV in the Southern Hemisphere is August, September, October, November, December, January, even February. That's peak UV in the Southern Hemisphere. That's their summer. Yes, the Texas flood was, you know what, RB? I've been looking into that myself. RB made a comment the Texas floods was weather manipulation, and that's a real thing. That's public knowledge. You can Google the information and find accurate information about the actual schedule and where they're going to be doing the weather modification. And that's been going on for at least 24 years, maybe longer, but it's true. It's not a secret anymore. I remember back, a few years ago, it was a secret. It wasn't even true. And people that talked about it were nothing but conspiracy theorists, Check that one out. Roberto out of Tampa. That's a cool one, right? But yeah, I hope that wasn't the case. Who was that? Somebody said hello. Let me get back over here in the chat. Hello, e-bike. How you doing? AMG. What's going on, guys? You don't know me. Ocean. Yes. Corey Burnett, you sent the video of the Lasco C2 instrument? Okay, Corey. I got a video of the Lasco C2 from my friend Nelson, and I'm not quite sure what he was showing me. Yeah, cloud seeding is the real thing. Silver iodide. Hey, Austin Harvey. Hey, from Southern Kentucky. Tyler T. Ball. Watching from UAE. Welcome, UAE. Glad to have you here. It's got to be nighttime over in the UAE, right? What is it? 8 o'clock, 8:05 here. So I'm assuming around, I don't know, 7, 8 o'clock in the UAE. Right on. Silver is supposed to be good for you. You know what? Native Nomad. That's true. Little drops of silver. There's two different kinds. There's colloidal silver, and then sovereign, another type of silver. The one you have to be very careful with because it's pretty strong. I mean, you can actually make your own, believe it or not. You can actually make your own. Just me, 333. No, you are not delusional. You are right on the money. You sure are. I'm a little leery about diving too deep. I mean, I've dove deep into the subject. Trust me, I have. But it's used a lot for snowpack. Believe it or not, the seeding efforts. You can read the dates and times when they do it. It's not a secret anymore. They've used it to enhance snowpack in the elevations, to create runoff in the spring and summer, to deliver fresh water down the mountains of California, and I believe sometimes the Colorado River. I mean, if it's for good purposes and the silver iodide isn't harming anybody on the ground, hey, why not? If it's not hurting anybody and it doesn't disrupt nature too much. Look at that sky. Big old beams. All kinds of cool photos. Yeah, but they use it for enhanced snowpack, obviously rain. Capscular rays. No, but it's a real thing. Used to be a conspiracy. It's not a conspiracy anymore. A lot of things are like that. Seeding the clouds, ocean, breathe salty. Mansfield, Pennsylvania. What's up, Steve? Yeah, most conspiracies are inaccurate until they're proven true. You know what I mean? Yeah, that's just how it is. Yeah. 420. Any y'all seen any pollinators this year? Kathy, yeah. Yeah, they do. You're right. Thank you, Truth Sasha from Denmark. Good morning, Nancy. Good morning, Raven Lee. Good morning, Kevin. No, Ellen, it's real. It's true. Yeah, there's websites that are out there, and it shows dates and times and locations of where they're doing it, how long they're going to be doing it for. It's in conjunction with equipment on the ground. It's not a secret, so it is true. Yeah, it is true. Can't say that I'm a big fan of it. No, not a big fan of it. But I don't know everything there is to know about it. So I don't form a conclusion based off of just a very small amount of information. But I do have credible information that shows it is indeed true. It shows the addresses, locations of the companies. These are companies that provide this service. They're called rainmakers and rainmaker technology. And it is real. It is 100% real, and it's not a conspiracy. It's public information. It's right there on the web. You can find it if you know where to look. Yeah. So it's out there. Good morning, Hungarian agrarian. Saudi Arabia back. Eva from Sweden. Laura. Lightning bugs, Kathy. I remember fireflies when I was a kid. We used to run around and catch fireflies. We'd always release them, but we had these little pickle jars, jelly jars, whatever, and they were clean. And then we'd put them in the jar and just look at them. They're kind of a mystifying little creature. How do they glow like that? Orange and green, these different colors. And then we'd let them loose. Jerry, tropical depression. You know what? I'm going to do the hurricane forecast for this afternoon's video. To be quite honest, I haven't even looked at the next 5 days, and I'm not going to go beyond 5 days on my forecasts because weather can change so quickly, especially with what's going on down in the Southern Ocean and everything else that's going on that we may not be completely privy to. But we'll do a hurricane forecast this afternoon. Yesterday's forecast showed nothing coming. Holy, whoa. Thank you for the super sticker there, Tim Marin. Wow. Had looked twice at that. That's awesome. Thank you. Appreciate that. You're amazing. Wow. Thank you for the super sticker. That's a super sticker. Awesome. Very cool. Yeah. Yeah. W9 weather. Yeah, it's a real thing. But I remember if you brought it up like 10, 12 years ago, you were looked at, kind of sideways, like, what are you talking about? Where does this come from? But it's been around and a thing for over 20 years. Wow, thank you, Tim. That's really cool. Who's that little guy? That's a super sticker. You guys can find those super stickers down at the bottom of the chat. Keep them coming. Those are fun. Yeah. But we're the puzzle to the flashing lights. I just want to give you guys a refresher on what's up with the meaning of the title of my live stream. This is just a casual live stream, number one. Holy cow, there's a bright yellow one that comes through their dark lighter plays. I got a puzzle piece today to the flashing lights, the global flashing lights. Found a puzzle piece today, a big one. So getting closer. Earth's magnetic field is weakening, which is leading to a pole shift. Couldn't agree more. You're right. And making us more susceptible to solar flares. Well, you're a smart guy. This is why these weird things are happening. That's very true, Dark Lighter Plays. Thank you for the super chat. Give that a thumbs up. Very cool. Give it a heart. Thank you. That's very kind. Thank you, Tim. Yeah, you're exactly right about that. That the energy, just the energy in general from the holy cow, you guys are knocking me out of my chair here. I just got struck by lightning behind me. Terry Berry, thank you for the super sticker. You're very kind. You guys are awesome. Thank you. Yeah, the sun affects us all. Everybody in this chat room right now, me included, you yourself, Dark Lighter, all of us are affected by the energy from the sun. And sometimes when the energy is heightened during solar flare events, CMEs, just because we have a solar flare doesn't mean we'll have a CME. But when the CME interacts with the Earth, it's delivering a whole new batch of energy, and we all process that energy in different ways. It depends on, holy cow, I'm about to fall out of my chair again. Guys, humming these super chats and super stickers. Look at you go. Let's give that one a heart too, and a like. Thank you. I've been watching you for a few years now. That's what this live stream is all about. It's about questions and just being casual, cool. We're super chill. We're talking about topics, but I want to hang out with you guys. And thank you, Clyde O'Harris. Thank you, Ocean Breath. Ocean, what we got here? Whoops, sorry. Been watching you for a few years now. You would be a great teacher. Oh, thank you. I've been studying for a long time, even if online for homeschool kids, all your coverage of space stuff and everything, you should be teaching. We need people like you. Oh, that's very kind. Thank you. That is super sweet. Yeah, I would love to do something like that. I really would. I will say I've learned a lot over the years, and I should pass that on to, I pass it on to you guys, you know, what I've learned, and just know that what I tell you is true, at least true to me. And I'm not going to share something that I don't believe in, you know. I'm not that type of guy. But thank you. I'm very humbled. Thank you. Hi, Bonnie from Minnesota. Appreciate that. That's very kind. Happy Saturday morning. Keita, hiker woman. You like to hike. There's a lot of people that hike out here in Arizona. The small little not really mountains. There's some hills around here that have hiking trails on them that people like Steve, Professor MBB. I wrote a paper a few years ago. It's on the homepage of the website, MrMBB333.com, if you're interested. And it talks about what Dark Lighter Plays talks about. I wrote a paper on that topic 10 years ago. And it's on the homepage of the website, MrMBB333.com. Scroll down to the middle of the website and you'll see a tab that says The Sun and You. And it's a brief paper about a study that I started back then, wanting to understand, because I have a sincere interest in how all of this works. I really and truly do. And maybe that's why I come across as maybe potentially being a teacher, you know. I've taught myself a lot because I have a sincere interest in learning. I want to know how the sun works. I want to know how the earth works. I want to know how the magnetic shields work. I want to know how the core works. I want to know what causes the earthquakes. I want to know what causes volcanic eruptions and what maybe stirs them up. It matters to me. I want to know. So just like with these flashing lights, I want to know what's causing it. And it may take a while, but not just me. It'll take a team of people to figure it out, but we'll get there. We'll get there. But I wrote a paper on how the sun affects all of us. even all living creatures, and especially coronal holes. That's pure star power. And there's a coronal hole facing the Earth right now, a big one. So that's unfiltered, pure star power coming right towards the Earth. And we react differently, we respond differently to, say, a super dense CME opposed to the coronal hole energy that's headed towards the Earth. But what I tried to dissect in my survey and my study was how the coronal holes and the energy of the sun affects males and females, XY chromosomes. I broke it down into blood type. I had all these different categories, and I had people participate. We were trying to understand side effects. Okay. So during a big coronal hole event, there were, 20 people on board of various blood types, ages. They had to live in different parts of the world because that matters too. It depends on the composition of the earth where you live. If you live in a part of the earth that's granite heavy, or a part of the earth that's got a lot of copper in the ground, all that stuff is part of the equation. And it became too much data for me to process just as one person. So you would have to have a team, just like with these lights. Teams. So I couldn't do it by myself, but I did learn a lot. And what I did learn, I shared in that paper on the homepage of the website. It's called The Sun and You. A lot of people are sensitive to the Schumann resonance. Some people can tell you without even looking at the graph that the Schumann is spiking. They're it can affect your moods, just like with the coronal hole energy. It affects your moods. It can affect the way you sleep. Some people say they have an increase in the ringing of the ears. And we talked about that a little bit yesterday. Hey, Dale from Yorkshire. What's going on, guys? TS33. What's up, RB? Laura. Thank you guys for the super stickers and the super chats. Keep them coming. That's very cool. Schumann messes with my chronic pain issues too. Thank you for sharing. I'm sorry it does that, Native Nomad TV. Anybody else? I'm just curious. We talked about it a little bit yesterday. Anybody experiencing, especially during, which like right now, it's happening right now. I wish I could show you. I might be able to show you. Let's see. I'll show you here in just a minute. There's a huge coronal hole facing the Earth right now. I mean, it looks like the sun has a big crack in it. It's not. It's just a crack in the atmosphere, basically. It's an opening in the atmosphere. Experiencing ringing in the ears. Experiencing pain levels. Okay. Hello, Brandy. Thank you, RB. Yeah, the Schumann is supposed to be 7.83. That's its common frequency. It's mainly at 7.83 all the time. Dark lighter, yes, the ringing of the ears. Well, guys, it has nothing to do with your ears. You say, what? It's my ears. No, it doesn't have anything to do with your ears. Anxiety and irregular heartbeat, heart palpitations. Mine is a whoosh. Okay, thanks for sharing that, Angie. Neuropathy is off the hook. Thank you, Gabriel. Casey Sunshine, big ringing of the ears. Like I have to catch myself too. I try to keep decent posture sitting here because my lower back will start hurting. Headache all week since the 4th. Tinnitus all the time. Fast 5 years. You know what? The sound of silence has changed. It has. The sound of silence has changed. Yeah, and anxiety, yeah, definitely. Anxiety can be triggered by the sun, solar flares, coronal holes. The study I did involved primarily coronal holes, but all in all, energy from the sun. It does increase anxiety, and it can. But just know that Tinnitus is a real thing, okay? I'm not denying that. But a lot of the ear ringing and screeching, it sounds like crickets and the whooshing sounds. Um, it's not your ears. Your ears are fine. It's your central nervous system absorbing this energy that's incoming. And until it passes and goes on, then the ringing will slow down some, but not always, because the earth has changed. It's not what it used to be, say 50 years ago, even 40 years ago. It has a different frequency, and it could be because of a lot of things. Maybe the secondary sun is getting a little closer, and it's causing the frequency to change in our entire solar system. I do believe we have a second sun. Absolutely. I think all stars have a binary twin, or not a binary twin. Let me rephrase that. I think all stars have a companion star. That's what makes their systems of solars work. They feed off of each other's energy. And when they get closer together, the sound of silence changes. People that are super sensitive to that, their neurological system senses that. That's what it is. It's your neurological system, because you are like me and everybody on earth, everybody that's ever lived, everybody that's currently living, and everybody that will live in the future. You're a biological antenna. You send and receive signals. You may not know it. We can't see these signals, but you can walk into a room, and especially in today's world, people talking about, oh, good vibes and all that. Well, when you walk into a room and you feel the energy, you feel that vibe, that's your neurological system, your central nervous system. So yes, you're going to feel this energy from the sun and whatever else is out there throwing energy our way. Cosmic rays from maybe an unknown source, maybe the second sun that is out there, guys. But it takes some very complicated math and probably, infrared telescope. I don't know. I can only theorize on that, but I do believe that we do have a binary twin. A binary. I keep saying twin. Why do I say twin? Maybe it is a twin. I don't know, but I do believe we have a companion star. Absolutely. Yep. And it's not a conspiracy. Maybe it's a conspiracy now, but like the weather modification, that was a conspiracy before it was revealed. Oh, it's true. Yeah, I've been doing it for 20 years. So yeah, we have a binary star or a binary companion. Of course we do. So yeah, yes on the second sun. I believe that. So just know that the ringing and stuff like that's not really your ears. Your ears are probably perfect. Yeah, your ears perfect. That means your antenna is working really good. Your neurological system. Yes. Terry Berry. I was a researcher for 30 years, Mr. Beeben. You are correct. Well, thank you. Thank you for sharing that. Oh yeah, Steve, that's something I was going to bring up. In conjunction with the natural forces at work that have changed, and the earth is responding to that, trying to tell us a story. Everything's telling a story. Then you have to look at this red sky here. Western Australia. Are you serious right now? There's another one. That's a pink sky, Alabama. 5G, cellular towers, all these satellites that are orbiting the Earth. No wonder the sound of silence has changed. Factored in with an increased output of solar energy. That's one thing I keep over at the homepage of the website, mrmbb333.com. You'll see a sun on the right-hand side of the website. There's 3 suns over there. One shows the solar. Let's see if I can find it. One shows the solar flux. Solar flux is the solar output for that 24-hour period. There's also a tab. I'll show you real quick. There we go. Sun. This is the Solar Dynamics Observatory right here. Solar Dynamics Observatory, that's a satellite that monitors the sun 24/7. You can click on that, and it brings up the sun, what the sun's looking like at the present time. Solar flux, this is the total measurable, how they measure the energy of the output of the sun. And that changes, especially a lot during solar maximum. And this number here, 79, that's the amount it says X flares for um, uh, solar cycle 2020 or solar max 2025. And so far, that number you can see behind me, it says 79. We've had 79 X-class solar flares during solar cycle 25 and climbing. It's right now we're in the middle of a quiet, like if you click on this one here, I'm going to click on the sun right there. See it behind me? I'm going to click on it right there. Watch. It'll take us to the sun. I want to show you that big old gash in the atmosphere. Are you serious right now? This is huge and it's sending a lot of energy our way. There it is. Let me get out of the way. See it? Man, that is massive. Look at that. A lot of energy. Now, this energy here, believe it or not, it's going south of the Earth. So we're getting energy from here and then up through here. But that's all Earth directed. And that's unfiltered. That's pure star power. It's coming off there faster and it interacts with the Earth differently. That'll spark a geomagnetic storm, and that's not even an X flare or a CME. Yeah. Hydrogen peroxide helps the ears. Okay. Thank you, Jet, for sharing. Thank you guys for all the super chats. That's cool. And the super stickers. Solar winds. Yeah, that's unchallenged solar wind right there, because the sun has many layers of atmosphere like the Earth. And that layer, for whatever reasons, and I don't know what causes that, but that layer of the atmosphere is breached big time, expanding both hemispheres, the north hemisphere of the sun, all the way down through the equatorial region, deep into the southern hemisphere. That is a big, it's an opening in the sun's atmosphere. And the sun has like 7 layers of atmosphere, something like that. And oddly enough, so does the Earth. Earth has multiple layers of atmosphere. What a coincidence, right? Right. Hey, Kevin. Looks like the sun is smiling. It does, right? Yeah. This is the SDO. It's been in orbit since 2009. I remember when it went up. And I've been, I used to use the Kepler telescope back when I was, holy cow. Thank you, Mean Gene. We got a dancing pair on here. Thanks for being you. Appreciate the super sticker. That's cool. Yeah, that's a big old coronal hole. I've seen bigger in the past, especially the ones at the equator up in here. Big old coronal holes here. And you know what? It is weird. Sometimes they do have the most unusual shapes, and you're like, of all things that it could have been shaped like, some say that's like a dragon. I don't know. But this energy here, keep in mind, it's south of the equator. The equator's here. Look at that. There's a prominence sticking up. I don't know if you can see that or not. Like a vortex of some sort. Just plasma that's raced off the surface of the sun. Could release, but it definitely won't be Earth directed. That's on the northeastern limb of the sun. Thank you so much for the super sticker, the teal pair. That's cool. Thank you, Mean Gene. You're very kind. Appreciate that. Any thoughts on the South Atlantic anomaly? From what I understand, it's getting bigger. It's been a thing for a while. It's been down there for quite some time. Let me see if I can find Google Earth. Do I have Google Earth on this computer here? I just primarily, oh yeah, I got it. Okay, cool. The South Atlantic anomaly. This is my old computer. I just kind of use it as a backup. It doesn't work that great. South Atlantic anomaly. It is right here. It's in this part of the world right here. Right here. South Atlantic anomaly. And that's a traditionally it's a weak spot, I believe, in the magnetic field. Um, why it's there, they don't really know for sure. Could be because of the wandering of the North Pole, which is the magnetic north is wandering, speeds up, slows down, just kind of wanders around. Maybe that's causing the anomaly in the South Atlantic. Um, I don't necessarily know. I don't have the answer to that, but it could be. But yeah, I'm aware of it. Absolutely. Wide awake in North Carolina. North Carolina, you guys are wide awake. I'll tell you that. You guys send a lot of videos from um, North Carolina. A hot spot for the flashing lights has been also North Carolina, Florida, Ohio. There for a while, Tennessee. I got a lot from Tennessee. Still do. Still get videos from Tennessee. Memphis was one of the most outstanding when this all first started in November of 2024. January, I got a flurry of videos from the Memphis, Tennessee area of stretches of freeway, both sides of the freeway at night, lights flashing on both sides of the freeway. I mean, it was actually quite shocking. It was like, why are these like so it wasn't just a bulb that went bad. Good grief, there were dozens and dozens and it went on for miles. So something I think is contaminating the flow of electricity. Something is attaching itself in rogue and random places. You never know when or where it's going to show up. Something's attaching itself to the flow of electricity, whether it be solar, whether it be the electricity that flows through your car, a lot of different things. And obviously power grids, substations, and things like that, power lines. And wherever it's called dirty electricity, wherever it ends up, it causes things to malfunction, and maybe, just temporarily. Um, but we've found a big piece of the puzzle today. So going to put it together, analyze it, see if it makes sense. It does make sense looking at it right now. Absolutely. And I'll share that with you guys here soon. Yeah, it's just a theory. It's a theory, but it's a good theory. Okay. I think it has merit, and we will see. We will see. So we're keeping an eye on that, and just started working on that, to be completely honest with you, this morning. Just started working on it. This new theory. Activity brewing down in this activity down here, guys, and I think it's because of the solar max and the La Nina, whole El Nino thing. That is a real thing, by the way. This moisture down here has been here for months. Okay. During the Texas flooding event, some of this moisture did make its way up into Texas. But this moisture has been here since January. It's sitting here just percolating. Hasn't really gone anywhere. It did form or turn into a couple of storms out here off the East Pacific, off the west coast of Central America and Mexico. But the storms, I think one made landfall. The rest of them kind of drifted off out into sea. But there's been a lot of moisture there percolating for several weeks. There's my moderator. Good morning, moderator. Got the best moderator on YouTube. I really do. Does a great job. Thank you so much. Sure missed Arizona. The veil broke. Thank you guys for the super stickers, the cool dancing pairs, and what else did we have? We had a dancing. Those are cool. Can't miss those. There it is right there. It says you're amazing. Thank Tim Myron. Thank you, Tim. That's very cool. Thank you, everybody, for the super stickers and the super chats. Those are super appreciated. Mean Gene, thanks for the dancing pair. Yeah, the axis being tilted, and I've had people talk to me about the and I don't even like to talk about this. I don't even want to put this in the universe, but it's happened. It's just part of the mechanics of the Earth and the way the Earth functions. A geophysical pole shift, man, we don't want that. That would not be a good day. Now, a geomagnetic pole shift, okay. I think we'd probably manage that, just take precautions, beware of UV and excess radiation coming through the atmosphere, of course. If UVC got to the ground, then it would definitely not be a good day. So that's why we measure the UV. In fact, I need to get a hold of Mark from Sugarland, Texas. He does UV readings, or used to do UV readings for me from Sugarland. And then I got Darren up in Abbotsford, British Columbia. Darren's at the 50-degree north latitude. I used to have a man at the 53. Well, I don't have Google Earth open again. Check it out later. But he's at the 53 in Amsterdam, and he would send me readings from there. He quit sending me readings because he started getting readings above 10, which is holy cow. Another one. You guys are knocking me out with these super chats. Look at you guys go. Tim Marin. Oh, that's so cool. Wow. Alexander. Thank you, Alexander. Thank you, Tim. Longtime member since the days of Brian Austin Lambert 3-3 back in 2016 on different channels. Thank you so much for a place to learn and share. Thank you, Jeff Snyder, too. I believe they are finally starting to listen. Jeff Snyder, too, is the man with the mega memory. That man remembers videos that I did 8 years ago. He's got an incredible, and he remembers exactly what they were about from 8 years ago. Yeah, very smart guy. Thank you, guys. Really appreciate the super stickers and the super chats. All that helps. All that helps keep this going. Gives me the ability to learn, gain knowledge, share that knowledge with you guys, and then you use it however you wish. But the ancient people, and I like to hang out in the chat in this early morning live stream and get to spend some time in the chat and chit chat with you guys and visit. I like to see how you're thinking. If you want to know, go to the chat. This is a collection of smart people right here. So I appreciate you guys, and I respect your comments. Obviously, your input on things. Takes a team. It definitely takes a team. Just like with the flashing lights, as I mentioned earlier, we're working on something right now, and we've got a puzzle piece that does make sense. It's the theory. I'll share it later. But I think a lot of people that may be on the fence about the flashing lights maybe won't be after this new puzzle piece. So just hang tight. We're working on it. Okay. You're welcome, JP Bass Sr. Thank you, Mary. Appreciate the kindness. Appreciate the super stickers. Those are wild. Thank you, Tim. What we got going on here? Thank you, Laura Wilson. Appreciate that. Yeah, trying to solve this mystery because I believe these flashing lights are definitely trying to tell us a story. It's uncanny that this has never happened. And I've been receiving videos and email pictures for many years, guys, since 2011, right here at the website. And I've had this website for a long time. You can send pictures right here in the Dropbox or the email, or both. Videos are best in the Dropbox. The Dropbox is on the top where it says have a large video. That will hold a 2-hour video, if not bigger. So that's the first thing I check in the morning. It's right over here. I check it on this laptop. That's the Dropbox. You can see it right there. That's the Dropbox. So feel free to share any cool videos that you have of the sky, the earth. And if you want me to analyze something, I've done a lot of work analyzing videos, as you guys all know, for Ancient Aliens. And in fact, they've got a new season. Myself and Travis will be in the next episode coming out. I think it comes out in September. So you have to check that out on the History Channel. We'll be analyzing some video footage of mysterious things. I can't really say too much, but you'll see. It's cool. It's actually cool stuff. But I analyze all the stuff that you guys send in. So by all means, use the website, MrMBB333.com. Anybody else think the The time is speeding up. I know we're already into Saturday. Yesterday was Friday again. I mean, I can remember not this Friday, but the Friday before I posted a comment on the community tab of the YouTube website in the community section. I'm like, it's almost Friday again. Well, that Friday's come and gone, and now this Friday's come and gone. Wow, it seems like every time I turn around, it's Friday. Oh, yes, it's flying, Razor. Thank you, Mean Gene. Yes, I agree. Moderator, yes, and I don't like it. Moderator doesn't like this. It's like we're in this time warp and everything is just speeding up. Angie, warp speed. Yes, time is flying. Rose, get money, Jones. Yes, I agree. Let's do the time warp. Yeah, time is definitely off. I feel you, Boomer. I feel the same way. I'll sit down in here and start analyzing videos and photos and getting the day's material ready. A lot of times the material is determined by what you guys send in. It's user generated a lot of times, um, and I'll analyze it to the best of my ability and then share it with you guys. Um, and the next thing I know, speaking about time, next thing I know, it's already noon, and it's like, okay, I like what I do, but where did the last 5 hours go? Because I'm normally in here by 6:30 in the morning. I get started early. I'm an early riser, so I love to start early. My mind's fresher, it's quiet, it's clear, and it's usually quiet here, but that's when my mind is, I don't know, even though I'm still waking up, I like to start early. And next thing I know, it's noon, and it's like, holy cow, where did the last 4 or 5 hours go? Um, Time seems like to me, at least my perception, and a lot of people here in the chat, our perception of time is changing. So it's a real thing. There's the big gash in the sun right there behind me. Holy cow, that is a big one. That is definitely earth directed. But just keep in mind the energy from this bottom one right here, that's going to stay south. It's going this way. Earth is up here. This energy is probably going to go south of the earth, but not this energy or this energy, which is considerably smaller, but does have the ability to produce a CME. Absolutely. Not a CME, I'm sorry, a possible geomagnetic storm. Wouldn't be a big one, but the possibilities there, of course, of course. Yeah, moderator deals with the ears ringing, and the moderators got perfect hearing. So it's got more to do with the central nervous system. We all have it. That's your biological antenna. Hmm. Yes. So it's more that than your ears. Some think the Earth is a spinning faster. I'm hearing Florida. I'm hearing Florida is being stopped being put into our water. Dale Jewel, seems like time has sped up since the 2020 thing. Yeah, it's a real thing, and a lot of people are feeling it. I know, myself included. Wow, time is definitely going by faster. A week seems like just a couple of days. Now we're into Saturday. It's Saturday morning, Saturday afternoon in some places, Saturday evening over in the UAE. Next thing you know, it's going to be Monday again, back for another week, and then the next thing you know, just watch. Just take a mental note. Okay, it's Monday. Watch how quick Friday shows up. It's like, wow, where did the week go? You know? I don't know. Good morning, BA Blessing. Tony from Virginia. That's what this video is all about, guys. It's just hanging out with y'all in the chat. I like to hang out with you in the chat. but in the afternoon live stream, again, I'm all business. I've got anywhere from at times 15 to 20 windows open. Yesterday was 14, and I had 9 different videos on the bottom. So I have a lot of information I have to keep flowing in a proper sequence so it makes sense to you guys and I'm not all over the place. So obviously I prioritize the super chats that come through because it means I'm greatly appreciative of that. Sometimes when I stop my flow of thought, you know how that is, you lose your train of thought. So in my delivery in the afternoons, I am all business. So um, but in the mornings, we're more casual. Here, we're having some virtual coffee, even though I've had my coffee for the day. But I haven't had breakfast. I have not had breakfast. So getting a little hungry. I'm intermittent fasting right now. So my breakfast, my food window opens at 7 a.m. my time. And it closes at 2:30. So in the meantime, if I get a little bit hungry, I'll drink a couple sips of water, even though I drink about 8 bottles of water a day, and I don't use 8 bottles of plastic. I fill up the same one every day. But I don't know. I love water. I love the taste of water. Um, drink a lot, drink a lot of water. Um, but like right now, I'm an hour and 50 minutes into my eating window, and that's okay because when you're intermittent fasting, what happens is your stomach shrinks, so it doesn't require as much food to make you feel full, so you'll naturally lose weight. And you got to walk. You got to get your steps in, and it works. I've done it many, many, many times. When I start to get a little out of pocket, so to speak, eating too many sweets or whatever, we all have a sweet tooth. My wife makes wonderful cherry pies and pastries and things like that, and I just can't resist them. I can't resist. So I'm like, okay, what I'll do is I'll fast for about 3 weeks, and we'll get back on track. So that's where I'm at. I'm not overweight, no, but I'm carrying a little more weight than I want to carry. So I get there. Absolutely, man. It is good discipline. It is. And once you start doing it, it's not hard. No. You get that third or fourth day under your belt, and then your stomach shrinks down. You don't even think about it. You look forward to the positive results that it produces because you'll lose on average around a pound a day once you get going good and if you stick to it. And here's the thing, what's cool about it? You can eat whatever you want in your window between 7 and 2:30 is my window. You can have it from 8 to 3:30, 9 to 4. You can eat whatever you want. Just don't eat outside your window. And you're good. You're welcome, CN. You can eat what you want, Angie. I had a big old sub sandwich the other day. The next day I lost a pound. Yeah. But I had it inside my window and I didn't eat outside of my window. All right, guys. Well, listen, it has been a wonderful live stream this morning. I really appreciate all the interaction. I mean, I enjoy hanging out with you guys in the chat. I really do. Um, appreciate all the super stickers and the super chats. Thank you, Tim and everybody. Alexander, you guys are great. The super chats are awesome. The super stickers are awesome. That's the first super sticker I got of the dancing ones like that. I didn't even know they had that stuff in there. That's very, very cool. Show me more. No, it's fun. It really is. I appreciate it, and I enjoy hanging out with you guys. So this is this morning's virtual chat or virtual coffee, and we just kind of chill. We chill and take it easy in the morning, but in the afternoon, we are all business. And I've got something to share with you guys, a puzzle piece. It's a big piece to the puzzle, the flashing light phenomena. I believe in it, guys. I really do, because I'm in a unique position. I see this stuff come in from all over the world. I just don't see one here, one there. I see them from all over the earth. It's happening. It's a real thing, from Southern Australia to Denmark, Norway, and Sweden, and multiple places in between. It's the real deal. So we want to figure out what it is, or at least try to. So I've got something to share with you guys. I think you'll um, maybe have a little better understanding what's happening. All right, guys, I'm gonna hop off here and go get some breakfast. Like I said, I'm 2 hours into my eating window, so I got to get a little something to eat. I'm kind of hungry. Thanks again for the super chats. God bless you guys, and I'll see you later on. Okay, we'll do it again. Thanks, guys. Have a great day.